loves, welcome back to another video. Now this one is going to be Shannon and I, but a little bit different. We are filling our parts separately but putting them together. Today we will be talking about our top 5 Barbie movie scenes together. So our top 5 most favourite or most impactful scenes and moments that mean so much to us, and then together it's going to make our top 10 favourite scenes. So the reason that I chose this scene, and it's really important to both me and Shannon, is that we both really liked the idea of forgiving an evil character. So often the evil characters are someone as seen as just plain evil, unredeemable. They have to be kicked out of wherever they're from and banished or defeated. But it was so nice to see a villain being given a second chance, to have some understanding come into it, and it was just a really important kind of forgiveness sort of thing. And it was really awesome to see how the Gwillian, when given that second chance and was given that understanding, how she was able to transform back into the beautiful self that she really truly was inside. And it's just powerful because it's something that's unique. You don't often see it with the villains throughout the Barbie series, so it makes it really special. And I guess that's why it was really powerful and meaningful, is just to see something unique, to see that second chance, and learn that lesson of giving second chances and allowing someone to show that true beautiful self inside that sometimes is hidden because of misunderstandings. Yeah.
This is actually the scene that gave me the idea for this video. I always feel so much awe and excitement every time I watch it. The Snow Queen has control over Kristen, forcing her to dance the way that she wants her to. After some struggle, Kristen's spirit is able to break through, and she says,
"No! There's more than one way to tell this story!"
This causes the Snow Queen to lose her power, and Kristen, who is now free to dance her way, receives the victory. I love the symbolism in this. Throughout life, there will be those who shut down your dreams and ideas in an attempt to make you who they want you to be, and oftentimes as an attempt to make them feel better about themselves. I personally know a little bit about what it's like to have other people in so much control of your life, to be limited and held down by others in some way, shape or form, and how it drains you. That's why I love this moment so much. It's not easy, but when Kristen says that line, she is deciding that she is going to have a say in her own story. She is taking back control, staying true to herself, and this gives her all of the power. Kristen shows us here that we can have the power to rise above those limitations that are set on us by others. If you know who you are and stand firm in that, you can have the power to break free and write your own story.
Barbie obviously had a dream throughout the whole movie, and then I think the most powerful scene was when she was able to achieve that dream. When at the end she was able to, show that she could be a musketeer and, defend the prince. And she was able to show that women can be musketeers and, she can achieve her dreams even if people didn't believe in her. And at the end, when they were finally awarded with the official title of musketeers, something they had already embraced, but, they were awarded officially, that was kind of like a powerful scene. Like after all of her hard work and all of never backing down, never giving up, even though people laughed in her face, they mocked her, they treated her like her dreams were just stupid. Even after everything that she went through, leaving her home, leaving her mother, going through all that ridicule, and the most powerful scene was just still being able to accomplish that dream. That will never not be powerful. Barbie has always been someone that enforces us to never give up on our dreams, no matter how big or small they are. no matter how impossible they seem. When she was, when that movie was set in like a male-dominant society, she still never gave up. And that powerful scene was just seeing her dreams and her friends' dreams coming true, even though people mocked them, ridiculed them, laughed in their faces. They were still able to become musketeers, and I think the whole movie in itself is so powerful. But that scene where she finally sees that accomplishment is the most powerful.
Okay, so I know it's technically two scenes that I've chosen here, but I couldn't only mention one since they both kind of correlate with each other. In this scene, Blair is surprised when Delancey comes to her aid, especially after Delancey had been bullying her and she didn't stand up for her when she had the chance. She was even more surprised when she said,
Once I'm crowned, it's too late. Gardenia's mine for life. You don't want that? I want what's right.
With those 4 words, Delancey shows us what she's really made of. Her good heart shines through, and there is so much decency and humility in the decision that she made. She could have had everything, but she was too good to take what she knew rightfully belonged to someone else. I think this is a very important thing to learn as a child, to develop a good conscience and always do what you know to be right, even if it would be much easier to do otherwise. And in this scene, when Blair is crowned princess, she in turn gives Delancey what she deserves when she dubs her Lady Royal. Delancey doesn't think that she deserves this because of how horrible she was to Blair throughout their time together. This attitude once again shows great humility and also lack of entitlement. Very important for kids to see, and adults too actually. Blair then says that she couldn't have gotten here without Delancey's help. Once again, humility. Blair doesn't hold on to pride. You'd think that she would have every right to remain bitter and resentful towards Delancey, but she chooses to rise above such things. I think it's really important to not constantly bring up the past of someone that has made obvious effort to change, and to acknowledge them for the good that they are now instead of holding their past mistakes over them. Blair demonstrates this with Delancey when she chooses to love and acknowledge her for the things that she did right in the end, when she could have easily remained angry at her over what she did wrong. In doing this, Blair shows us great grace, strength of character, and the power of forgiveness.
From my beloved magic of Pegasus. Now, this was kind of hard to think of a specific scene that I really loved because there was quite a few when I sat down and thought about it. I loved the scene with Aiden. Well, when he gave up his gem.
The ice gem's gone. We'll never get it back.
How about this one?
I thought that was pretty special because, he thought his gem was the only way that he would get his father's forgiveness, so to give that up to Annika, for the sake of everyone of course, but he obviously, his father's forgiveness was something that was really important for him. But then, to go on to the next scene that was also really special was when he did get his father's forgiveness after all. And after all of that, his father just was really thankful to have, his son back in his life. So I thought Aiden in himself was a really special scene.
Aiden, we will always love you.
The special scene to me was when Annika realized that the wand only worked with love.
For the love of my family and my people, I ask you to break all of Wenlock's spells.
To save her family, to save her friends, to save her people, she had to use love. The wand only worked with love. It didn't work out of hate. That's why it didn't work the first time. And when she used that love, it's just another one of Barbie's, important lessons that love is much more powerful than hate. I guess also when the scene where Annika's wand didn't work the first time, and she was trying to feel it with it, when she said, "Fine, I'll marry you, Wenlock," that was also, a huge sacrifice on her part. And so I guess the whole movie is just filled with scenes of, forgiveness, sacrifice, and love. And I think, those combined with, the magic that's in all of the Barbie movies are what makes up really powerful scenes. And I think, you know, her willingness to forego a happy life, to forego true love, and end up with someone that's arguably very horrible, as you can see with his treatment of his other wives, you know, for the sake of saving people. And that just shows, you know, the true heart of Barbie. And I think, you know, those are what make up the powerful scenes. And I think that's a theme throughout all the scenes that I talk about, is, you know, a lot of them involve love, or love, dreams, and forgiveness. And I think that's what always makes these scenes the most powerful.
This moment from Magic of the Rainbow, it always makes me cry, and I think I mention something about it every single time I watch this movie. There is a good reason for that. When Alina is facing off with Laverna and she turns around to the other apprentices and says,
I need you!
Laverna then says that she will pick apart Alina's friends one at a time. Sunburst then retorts with,
We won't be coming for you one at a time.
I get so many chills when she says that, and they all band behind Alina together. Their unity obviously results in Laverna's defeat. I chose this moment as one of the most powerful because it shows how much having a good support system can really do. All of the things that you can accomplish when you work together with people that believe in you. Having such people around you is a power in itself, and this scene touches me deeply because I personally know how much of a value this kind of thing is. I also love that through Alina's 3 simple words, Barbie is once again showing us that we don't always have to have everything all together or do everything on our own, and that there is no shame in asking for help.
In Diamond Castle, I don't know why, but this has always just been a scene that just kind of gives me chills, and I don't know, every time I really like this. Just gives me chills. I don't know why, but I really do like that. And I guess that whole scene, I like when they first discover what the key is to the Diamond Castle also. That gives me some chills too, when they first start to sing, when the Diamond Castle comes out, and they go through their transformation, and yeah, I guess when they just sing. I guess maybe it's just their singing, Barbie singing is so beautiful. And I guess it's just my number 2 scene because of the feelings that it gives me, and you know, the song in itself is such a powerful song. Yeah, I don't know, I just really like that scene. I always have. I've always liked the kind of ending of Diamond Castle. You know, it's such a special movie to me and Shannon because it's like our best friends movie. And I think I like, you know, having them back together, having the girls back together after their fight, and you know, they're singing together. It's just a really magical movie.
This scene brings me to tears every single time. I personally relate a great deal to the character of Mariposa, the amount of time that she spends alone, as well as the feeling of not belonging. In this scene, Mariposa has to choose from millions of stars which one will be the one that holds the antidote to save the queen. A small star off by itself in the distance catches her eye, and then her insecurities pop up again, saying that that star could not be the one. It is all by itself, it is nothing, and it is meaningless. You can see in Mariposa's face that these words hit her hard, no doubt having heard the same voices in her head telling her the same things about herself. You can see her struggle for a moment, but then she says,
No, it doesn't fit in, but that doesn't make it meaningless at all. Of course it does. No, every star is there for a reason. They don't have to fit in with the other stars to be important. They just have to be themselves.
Mariposa chooses the star, which happens to be the right star, and the image of her insecurity fades away. Once again, I absolutely love this symbolism in all of this. By choosing the star, Mary Posa is choosing herself. She is choosing to believe that there is more to her than what her insecurities might say, and in doing so, she gains incredible freedom. She doesn't have to be chained up anymore by the lies that she believed about herself, and by the fear of not being good enough. She basically says to those inner voices and to anyone else who would seek to bring her down that enough is enough, and she is taking control now. I think this scene really shows the power that you can have over your own life when you learn who you are and stand firm in that truth. And telling those kind of voices, whether they are coming from the outside or coming from within, that they are wrong. It's also a shout out to those who feel different and small and alone, that their lives are not meaningless and they can make a difference. Mary Posa really shows that you can be your own worst enemy, or you can be your own best friend. It is all up to you. The power of believing in yourself is yours if you want it. This scene teaches such a meaningful and relevant lesson, and I am so glad that Barbie did it.
And a Ponytail. Ponytail is my number 2 favourite movie, so it's very high on my favourite movies. There's this one scene at the end when she's in the horse race and she jumps over the other guy. When she just does that huge leap with Majesty, it just gives me chills, like the most chills out of all these scenes. I don't know why it gives me chills. I think it's just like when she fully trusts in Majesty and Majesty fully trusts in her. I think, that's just such a powerful scene because it was a long building trust. Well, I guess not that long. But, it was a big thing for Majesty to put the trust into Barbie because, Majesty just had never trusted outsiders. And for Barbie to put it into Majesty as well because, she had to ride without the saddle and she had to trust that Majesty wasn't going to hurt her. And I think also hand in hand with that is when Barbie lets Majesty go. I guess you can kind of liken it in real life to finding like that dream, pet. But Majesty was kind of more than that. Majesty was like a friend to her. And to let something that could go. And I guess we can liken it to just letting any good thing go in our life when we have to let it free. Because, some things that are good for us, can't always keep forever. So I think Barbie taught like a really important lesson then. And letting Majesty go was kind of a really powerful scene as well because that was just so hard for her. And if we could put ourselves in that situation, I wouldn't have wanted to let Majesty go. But, she made a really important, but hard decision. And, as the quote of the movie goes, if you love something, set it free. And I think, that scene just captured that so perfectly. And it was just such an important lesson that Barbie taught. And I think that's why it gets on our feels because everyone has that moment in their life where something they love, they have to set free. And so just another really important lesson by Barbie, accompanied by the perfect scene to teach that, and just encapsulating the magic that is in Barbie movies.
Rapunzel is without a doubt one of the loveliest movies and it has many powerful scenes. However, I chose this one because something about it gets me every time. I chose it as the most powerful because it is the one that moves me the most.
Constant as the stars above, always know that you are loved. I'm going to be free.
She speaks this in a very calm manner, but make no mistake about it, there is power behind those 5 words. It was a declaration, a sign of the kind of spirit that Rapunzel had. Despite what her life looked like and how unfair things were, she was full of hope and determination that this was never meant to be and would not be the rest of her life. It shows how much faith that Rapunzel would have had as well, because she said this at a time when she didn't know how it was going to be true and when everything around her was telling her otherwise. But she believed it, and I think that shows how great of a will she had to live, and the kind of strength that she would have possessed to make the choice to hope. because it is a choice and it does take great strength. But Rapunzel did it, and she was rewarded for it. I think this scene shows just how important it is to make declarations such as that, to be determined and to hold on to hope, even when you don't feel it or see it. And that is our list of the top 10 most powerful Barbie movie moments in our opinion. We hope you enjoyed it. Of course, there is a lot of other moments, so if there are any moments that you would put on a list like this, please leave a comment and let us know. Let us know what you thought of our moments, and thank you for watching. We will see you in our next video. Peace!